is day 5. I'm so thrilled that we have Help Home with Noah. We have behavioral therapy going on right now. So if you hear Noah screaming in the background, that's what's happening. Um, I wanted to begin by pulling from my little prayer jar. Today I'm feeling quite anxious. I told you guys yesterday I wasn't having the best day. And that kind of dragged into today because I've got strep throat. My kids brought me a lovely illness from the first day of school. So that's what we're feeling. This one says, I sought the Lord, and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. Psalm 34:4. Awesome. Well, these are so cute. The kids love this. Like the night before the first day of school, I asked them how they were feeling, and they got to pick out their little color, and that was awesome. I love this. So, today we are discussing, what are you building? We're going to hit Genesis 6. On this one yesterday we talked about Cain and Abel. But my question is, have you ever been doing something that nobody else understood? Something that like you can't fully explain? And if someone even like knew, they're gonna say you look crazy. But you couldn't shake the feeling that God was asking you to do it. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. Because I think that's where we meet Noah. And crazy. My son's name is Noah. And at first I didn't want to name him Noah, just because I felt like it wasn't matching the names that I had for my other kids. And then as we got to know him with his name Noah, it is just the perfect name for him because he loves animals and he is just this beautiful little mystery. Anyway, so moving on. This is where we meet Noah, right? Not after the miracle, not after the ark saved him. Before any of it, Genesis 6 opens with the fact that the world had begun so corrupt and God decided that he would judge it. The world became so corrupt that God decided he would judge it. And then we see that Noah found Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. And I don't want to rush past that because Noah was living in the same world everyone else was living in. The same temptation, the same culture, the same brokenness, the same opportunity to compromise, the same culture, the same brokenness. But Noah chose differently. And then God gives Noah an assignment that probably sounded completely insane to everybody. Build an ark. A massive boat, like not find a boat, build an ark, because God was going to send a flood. And Noah had never seen anything like that before. Nobody had. Think about it. Some guy in the middle of the valley is like making some giant boat. God's asking Noah to prepare for something that he couldn't even see. And this is where Genesis 6 gets uncomfortable, because sometimes we say we want faith, but what we really want is proof first. We want God to show us the flood before we build the ark. We want the confirmation before obedience. We want everyone around us to agree with our way of thinking. We want the plan to make sense and everyone to be comfortable with it. Kind of like seeking validation, right? Noah didn't get that though. He got instructions. God said, make an ark. And in Genesis 6:22 says, thus Noah did according to all that God had commanded him. So he did. That's it. He did exactly what God told him to do. So we're going to read chapter 6. Forgive me, my throat is, I don't know if you could tell, but my throat is killing me. Then the people began to multiply on the earth, and daughters were born to them. The sons of God saw the beautiful women and took any they wanted as their wives. Then the Lord said, my spirit will not put up with humans for such a long time, for they are only mortal flesh. In the future, their normal lifespan will be no more than 120 years. In those days, and for some time after, giant Nephilites lived on the earth. For whenever the sons of God had intercourse with women, they gave birth to children who became the heroes and famous warriors of ancient times. The Lord observed the extent of human wickedness on the earth, and he saw that everything they thought or imagined was consistently and totally evil. So the Lord was sorry he had ever made them and put them on the earth. It broke his heart. And the Lord said, I will wipe this human race I have created from the face of the earth. Yes, I will destroy every living thing, all the people, the large animals, the small animals that scurry along the ground, and even the birds of the sky. I'm sorry I ever made them. Imagine what a disappointment you'd have to be for God to be sorry for ever making you. Imagine living in that world. But Noah found favor with the Lord. This is the account of Noah and his family. We're on 6:9. Noah was a righteous man, the only blameless person living on earth at the time, and he walked in close fellowship with God. I think the only way that Noah could have been a righteous man and be blameless is because he walked in close fellowship with God. We're at 6:10. Noah was the father of 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now God saw that the earth had become corrupt and was filled with violence. I love this. It's beautiful. You can take little notes. It's lovely. I love it. God observed all this corruption in the world, for everyone on earth was corrupt. So God said to Noah, I have decided to destroy all living creatures, for they have filled the earth with violence. Yes, I will wipe them all out along with the earth. Build a large boat from cypress wood and waterproof it with tar inside and out. Then construct decks and stalls throughout its interior. Make the boat 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. Leave an 18-inch opening below the roof all the way around the boat. Put the door on the side and build 3 decks inside the boat, lower, middle, and upper. Look, I'm about to cover the earth with a flood that will destroy every living thing that breathes. Everything on earth will die. But I will confirm my covenant with you, so enter the boat, you and your wife and your sons and their wives. Bring a pair of every kind of animal, a male and a female, into the boat with you to keep them alive during the flood. Pairs of every kind of bird and every kind of animal and every kind of small animal that scurries along the ground will come to you to be kept alive. A lot of skeptics bring this up. How did God get all the animals into that boat? It's physically impossible. But if you believe in, what is that called? Oh my goodness. I told you I'm sick. I can't think of it. Evolution. Evolution. If you believe in evolution, then it should make sense. Okay. 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. Leave an 18-inch opening below the roof all the way around the boat. Put the door on the side and build 3 decks inside the boat, lower, middle, and upper. 6:20. Pairs of every kind of bird and every kind of animal and every kind of small animal that scurries along the ground will come to you to be kept alive. And be sure to take on board enough food for your family and for all the animals. So Noah did everything exactly as God had commanded him. So we're going to stop there because the entire point of the video is this part. The part where, so Noah did everything exactly as God had commanded him. That's it. He did what God told him to do. And scripture doesn't spend a lot of time telling us what Noah felt. It tells us what Noah did. And maybe that's the challenge for us. Because we can spend so much time talking about what God has called us to do, talking about it so much that we never even start. We pray about it, we think about it, we research it, we ask all of our friends and family, we want to know everybody's opinion before we get started. We wait for the perfect time, when I have this, once I do that, after this. And meanwhile, the ark is still sitting unfinished. So I think one of the main things that we miss about Noah is that building the ark was not a 1 day act of faith. It was years of ordinary obedience. Hammer after hammer, board after board, day after day. While there was no rain, mind you, imagine how ridiculous he looked to everybody. People coming by, oh my, here's Noah. There's that crazy guy building an ark. Hey, sure, it's looking like it's gonna rain. People wondering what he's doing. Maybe they were laughing at him, but he kept building. That faith doesn't need an audience. That faith doesn't need an audience. And maybe that's where some of us are right now. Oh my God. We're in that before the rain season. God has given us something to build, but there's no evidence yet that what He said is going to happen is going to happen. You're doing the work. Maybe it's you're eating right, you're going to the gym, you're praying, you're fasting, you're showing up. My light died. You're raising your kids, you're rebuilding your life, all of the things. You're starting a business, you're healing, you're learning, all of this. Trying and trying again. Nobody sees the finished product. Nobody sees the vision that you have. Nobody hears what God put in your heart because it's for you. God sees it. And the deepest part about it is that Noah didn't build the ark because he was certain everything would make sense. I'm sure he had 1,001 questions. He built it because he trusted the one who told him to build it. That's the difference between control and faith. Control says, well, where's the rain? What do I get out of this? Show me the outcome and then I'll move. Faith says, show me the next step and I'll take it. Tell me what to do next. What do I do? You tell me and I'll do exactly what you say. Maybe God hasn't shown you the whole staircase because He doesn't need you to climb the whole staircase today. He needs you to take the next step. So the question I want to leave you with today is, what are you building right now that nobody else understands? And even more importantly, did God actually tell you to build it? Because there's another side to this. Not everything we want is something God asked us to build. And that is a really hard pill to swallow. Sometimes we're exhausted because we're trying to construct a life that God never assigned to us. So don't just ask, what do I want? Ask God, what are you trying to help me build? What do you want me to build? What do you want me to do? And then do it, and then build it. Even when nobody claps, even when there's no evidence that it's going to work, when it's boring, when you're tired, when you're sick, when it takes longer than you expected, longer than you thought. Build when people don't understand, build when they mock you, build when they put it down, because obedience isn't proven when the rain starts. It's proven when the sky is still clear. It's proven when, and maybe that's where your faith is being tested right now, not in the storm, in the silence before it. I know for myself, I am in that season of my life. So today, let's not ask God to show us the whole future. Let's ask Him, what is my next obedient step? And then take it. All of my steps belong to you. What do you want me to do next? You don't have to see the rain to start building the ark. We don't have to understand. Not everything is meant for us to understand. Some things only God can understand, and we just have to be okay with that. Because who are we? So that's the story. I'm sorry if I sound off, but again, I'm sicky icky. Thank you for joining me. I hope everyone's having a great week, and I will talk to you tomorrow.